Okay, that saved a bit of work. Should just slide up. He says, oh, come on. It's on two hinges, which should just slide off, but they're very rusted. Yeah. Come on. Well, it should just slide off the hinges, but I think they're so seized. Hopefully, I'll unscrew it. Just unscrew the whole hinge. There you go. Thought it was going to be easier. Well, as far as I can see, the only thing holding this door together were the hinges, and they're no longer attached. So hopefully they haven't glued these tongue and groove pieces in. This is actually slightly different from the door I took out a couple of weeks ago. So let's have a look. Yeah, that moved. Okay, too good to be true. I thought it was going to be awkward. This rod here, that actually goes through every piece all the way to the other end. And likewise this one, and you can't see it, but it's in that hole. Basically, I found myself a thin rod and got down this end, tapped it through, so it's gone through to the next piece and it's come out that end. And that's freed this up. But unfortunately, this end's all splayed and it's just really rusted and horrible, and I can't get it off. So the simplest thing might be just to cut this end off. But I'm going to try and get this first one off and see what happens. I suspect it won't come off cleanly. Okay, I'm ready to start making some more of these panels to go down the wall where the bed's going to be. And I've got enough of this panelling to get me down that wall and just onto the start of that wall behind the camera. The difference is, instead of having one sheet per section, I'm now into offcuts. So basically, wherever, wherever the two pieces join, there's going to have to be one of these covering up that join, and therefore these will determine the size of the panels in between. But that's okay. They'll be, it'll all be in keeping and very similar, exactly the same style. But the panel sizes may be a bit more varied on that wall. However, two bedside cabinets and a bed, you're actually not going to see a great deal of it anyway. Now, the other subtle change to how I'm going to do this is, for the first time, I can now start thinking about pre-painting before I start assembling. And it's to do with this white colour here. This was just the colour they'd put on previously when they used this board up in a previous job. Now, once these inserts are on, you're not actually going to see a great deal of this, but we want to get this painted. Now, we've made the decision on which colour, so I can now pre-paint. And if I can get a couple of coats on, then it will just save a little bit of cutting in when I do a third coat. Otherwise, with these, because we didn't really know the colour we wanted, I've just had to make them, but now we've created a bit more work cutting in and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to pre-paint. Now, the fact that you're only going to see a relatively small amount gives us a bit of an opportunity, actually. No need to go too conservative with the colour choice. You can go quite bold. And so I've prepared these panels, I've keyed them, cleaned them, and I'm ready to put a coat of paint on. Now, I know I don't have to paint this part of the panel or the ends because they're going to be covered, but I don't necessarily know where these are going to be. So I'm going to have to paint all of the section in the middle, but I don't have to paint the edges. So I've just had a quick look on camera to see how it comes up on camera, because it doesn't always come up the same on camera. And it kind of looks salmon pink, but actually in front of me, it's more of a raspberry flavour. And I think there's a reason Susie in particular first chose this, and that's because the name. And it's actually called Rosebud, which is really, really quite weird, because we're overlooking the Rosemary Bud Garden. And I know I've explained this before, but for the sake of new viewers, the reason we called the Rosemary Bud Garden the Rosemary Bud Garden is after Susie's mum, who was called Rosemary Bud. So to have Rosebud seems very appropriate in the rose room. And I know it's quite a bold colour, but bear in mind, like I said, you don't actually see that much of it. By the time you've got a bit of furniture in the way and the drapes and the bed and whatever, you actually only see it in small glimpses, really. And so it's a great opportunity to go a bit bold. If we were to do all of the panelling, in this colour, that would probably be considered a bit over the top. Even this little piece I'll be able to use, so might as well. Right, that's the first coat. I'm going to give that 2 or 3 hours. In the meantime, I've got a little job to help Susie with.
We've decided to put the bird bath here because I've put the bird feeder up here. It's quite sheltered here for the birds, and they're queuing up for the food now, so we just thought it'd be nicer to have the water nearer to them. I'm just finishing digging this path out. I think it's a square to here. Tidy it up a bit. We're using the tiles we found down by the gate, a slab of tiles to put the bath on.
Yep. Should go on there nicely.
Hello Baxter. Just a little follow-up. Baxter seems to be a bit better. He's coming outside more. He lays down a lot because I think his leg or back aches. But he was digging yesterday and broke half my peony off, so I think he must be feeling better. Him and Max together. You're too hot there, Baxter.
Big enough. That's fine.
Yeah, I know. I think I know where the bit is. It goes there, but it goes out that way.
Right, let's go for a second coat. I don't know whether you can see on camera the difference between the dried stuff and the freshly painted. So it is coming up a more of a sort of darker raspberry colour. And from here, it's looking pretty good. Right, I won't bore you with watching paint dry, so I'll get on with this and then we'll see you in a few minutes. Right, that didn't take long. Second coat's always easy, just losing the light now, but yeah, that's really looking lovely. Beautiful. And Susie's on her way up to have a look, and she's been doing some painting as well in connection with this panelling. So can you handle 2 paint reveals in one episode?
Oh, that looks lovely.
Nice, isn't it?
I really like that colour.
Yeah. It's going to
Yeah,
look good.
it's got a nice depth to it. I've done 1 coat of gold paint on the insert, which will go in the middle of those.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah, it's not strong enough yet, but that's what it was like before.
Yeah, okay, so it's changed it. But a couple of coats, so against that, it's going to look brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it gives it more depth with the darker colour on the back.
Yeah, I think so. Perfect. There you go. 2 paint reveals in one episode. You've got 46 of those to paint, by the way.
Oh, is that all? Well, thank you for watching, everyone, and thank you to Karen for the gold paint. I've been out today and got that, so I've got to get on with the other pieces now.
Yeah, 45.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that.
Good. So we shall see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.